What's up, epic gamers? I am back again with my series where we take characters and put them in levels made for other characters to see if we can still beat them. Today we got Rouge in Crazy Gadget. This one was probably the most difficult one I've done so far in this series. We hit a roadblock right at the beginning with this switch that would normally invert the gravity so Sonic can progress. Rouge cannot interact with this switch in any way, which isn't a huge deal because we can climb up walls and fly, until we get to this pipe that normally Sonic would break and then spin dash through. However, Rouge has no way of breaking the glass to get in the pipe. I tried all of her attacks and even tried using Omochao and nothing worked. And even if I did somehow manage to find a way to break it, because she has no spin dash animation, I'm certain the game would just crash if we try to go in there anyway. So, as with all the other levels, the solution is to find a way out of bounds and then fly around. And luckily, there's a very long drop right at the beginning of the level, and if we climb up high enough, we can get out of bounds. However, unlike most of the other levels, I soon learned that this would be very difficult. For starters, we need to fly all the way to the last segment of the level, as this level is full of areas that Rouge cannot progress through. So if we accidentally fly back in bounds too soon, we're going to have to start over. The end of the level is also very far away, and with the gliding ability, you actually gradually slow down the longer you maintain a single glide. You almost never realize this during normal gameplay because there's no level where you'll realistically be gliding long enough distances for this to affect you. But for this challenge, Rouge will never make it with a single glide. So what you'll see me doing is every few seconds, I cancel the glide with a dive, and then immediately glide again, which resets my speed back to the fastest. So I have to do this the entire time, every couple seconds, and I have to time it correctly each time so I don't lose too much height with the dive. And if all of that wasn't enough, there is one more trick that this level has, and that is death barriers. At the end of the level, it is absolutely full of them. Several times I actually got close enough that I could hear the goal ring, but then would just immediately die because I crossed the death barrier. The reason why this part of the level has so many of them is because the final area is like a puzzle room where Sonic would normally have to invert the gravity several times and in every direction throughout the puzzle to navigate through. So they needed to put death barriers on the left side, right side, up and down on all sides in case Sonic falls whichever way the gravity is set to. So to recap, I have to fly from start to finish through the entire level while performing a well-timed glide cancel every few seconds, while making sure I don't get too close and pop back in bounds, but making sure I stay close enough that the level doesn't despawn so I don't lose my way. And I need to make it to a very specific area just before the final area so I don't hit any of those death barriers at the end. This turned out to be very difficult and it took me about an hour of attempts, but eventually, with enough trial and error, I finally found my way right to where I wanted to be in this room just before the final area. My last obstacle to get around was this laser wall that forces Sonic to use the gravity switches to get around. Luckily though, I found a way to squeeze past it in the corner here, and from there, it was smooth sailing as Rouge can just climb the walls and fly, so she doesn't need to mess with the gravity. Just had to hit the switch to activate the rocket at the end and simply glide over to finish the level. So, the answer is yes, Rouge can beat Crazy Gadget. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to follow the channel for more videos, and if there's a character and level combo that you want to see, be sure to leave me a comment below. Thank you all for watching, and stay epic.